For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically Black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
From cancer care to accidental injuries to cardiac care, we all know that there are times that you can't control what happens in your life. But with Globe Life Family Heritage, you can be prepared to weather the storm when it comes. Call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com. With over 25 years of serving communities, Dr. Beverly Eagles Rogers is here to help you and your family through difficult times. Dr. Beverly takes pride in Globe Life being one of the few companies that returns 100% of premiums to clients that stay healthy. So for more information, call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com.
Are you hungry for authentic Caribbean food like jerk chicken, oxtail, red snapper, shrimp, tofu, and rasta pasta? Well, find your way over to Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta.
Them belly full, but we hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, open daily from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And on Friday and Saturday, we're open till 4 a.m. Come to Mango's and put some spice in your life.
So we've got a good thing going.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta. For more info or directions, call 404-698-3992 or log on to mangoscaribbeanrestaurant.com. For instant coupons, text MANGOS to 313131.
Tell your mama hungry, papa hungry, brother hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, authentic Caribbean cuisines.
Open up the door, tell them mama hungry.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
What's up? Today is the 4th of March, 2026. And this is Random Thoughts with DVP. I'm your host, DVP, here with my crew. We're going to start off shortly. Mo is the only one here on time. That's why he's my friend. The other two going to be late. But we're going to do what we do. We're going to do the best we can with what we got. And we're going to learn something. We're going to talk about some things. I hope we're going to have a little fun all in the process. So my quick monologue. Shit, what do I got to say about anything? You know, I don't understand dating. And I'm going to let Mo come in after this. You know, he ain't dated in a minute because he's been married since before slavery. But this whole dating process, it's weird as fuck. I don't understand how you can be on a dating site and not put a picture of yourself up. I get that you don't want people to, ladies, I get that y'all don't want people to want you for your looks and crazy shit like that y'all say. But for real, that's crazy as fuck. Because if we're being honest, we know that people don't read the little bios and shit. So why wouldn't you put a picture up? And let's just say, for whatever retarded reason you don't put a picture up, you decide you want to like my picture. You want to converse with me. You want to chat with me. How do I know who I'm chatting with? And it's crazy because I see people put stuff like, oh, if you think I'm catfishing, then don't do it if you don't trust your senses. What sense am I supposed to trust? I can't see shit. And I'm gonna keep it real. There are times when you can meet people and you can have a genuine connection and looks don't matter, but you usually meet them over the phone. See, I'm sure that most of us who've ever worked in a business environment, we talked to somebody over the phone who was somewhere else, and then you just developed a rapport. And if it's somebody of the opposite sex, y'all may even do some innocent flirting during the conversation. So with them, it ain't about looks. But on a dating site, ladies and gentlemen, it's about looks. It's about looks. And ladies and gentlemen, it's about people's perception of you. It's cute for you to say, I'm sexy, I'm the total package. You don't get to decide your own worth unless you're going to date yourself. You don't. So anyway, before I get, caught down this rabbit hole, I'm going to bring my player partner on this show. And Mark showed up, so Mo got his hands full now because Mark done showed up. But he ain't going to come on yet because he driving. We don't want y'all to, just in case ICE is behind him, we don't want none of this shit on the show. We don't want none of this shit on, because Mark is he's looking a little Hispanic-y today. So he got the glasses on, looking educated. I don't know what's going on with that. It must be his alias, but I'm not going to get it there. Mo, what's happening? What's up with you, brother?
I'm still shocked, man. I'm still in shock. No
what you in shock about?
No picture.
Ain't that crazy?
No. What? So what is it? Just a black screen? What's going on?
Well, they got a picture of something else. They may have an emoji. They may have anything, but why?
No, man, because you're wasting my time now.
Especially if I had one. Let me go on and bring Mark here, because I know he got something to say.
Let me say this. Oh, there, Mark. Oh, God, dog. He's getting chased.
What up?
You getting chased again, man.
Again.
Oh, man.
Again.
Oh, crazy.
We rolling.
Mo, she liked me, right?
Yeah.
Send me her phone number. So typically what I do is I always start the intro off with a picture. You know what I'm saying? So you'll know who I am.
Right.
And I said, well, you're going, I don't want you to just like me for my looks. I was like, but what did you like me for? I like what I read. I said, tell me what you read that made you like me. Because what'd you read? I said, no, it's all about the picture you saw. Well, what, you famous or something? If you famous, what the hell you on the site? But you really want me to continue this conversation when you know what I look like, but I don't know what you look like. But you'll see me in due time. No, I won't. I'm going to see you like in the next 3 minutes, or I'm not going to see you at all. That's how this going to work. You're not just finna string me along for however long you plan on doing this shit. This part of the introduction package that I get to see. I don't need to.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told y'all I've been fatfished one time. Did I tell y'all I've been fatfished?
You got catfish?
Nah, you ain't telling
No. I got fatfished. There's a difference, brother. There's a catfish is when they don't look like they say they look. So anyway, so I go to I meet Short on the dating site. We talk, you know what I'm saying? We decide we want to exchange numbers. We're gonna meet at this little spot. No, nothing special. So I get there early and I'm waiting, sitting at the table. And this lady walks up to me and she says, "Hey, D." And I'm thinking, damn, how the server know my name? But I ain't sweating. I'm like, where I know you from? She's like, I'm your date. Hold on, let me do this right, because let me be the only one on the screen. So when she said that, first thing I did was grab my phone. I gotta go back to the site, because who I'm looking at ain't who I connected with. And I'm like, no, Shawty, that ain't you. In the conversation, you said you were 5'3", 150 pounds. Well, you 5'3", but you closer to 275 than 150. God. So clearly you don't need to eat today. And I'm gonna leave. She said, "Oh, you that shallow? What you mean? I didn't sign up to date a linebacker. I didn't. I can fight. I don't need a girlfriend that can fight too." She had the nerve to have an attitude with me. What's up, boss? She gonna have an attitude with me because she lied about who she. Come on now. And you can fluctuate between when you take your picture. You might have been 150, you might be 140, 156, 157, but you don't gain a whole 100 pounds in 2 weeks. And then want to have an attitude with me. You could
water weight. Oh,
whatever. There's lots of dudes that like big girls. Lots of them. And I know some. I'm just not one of them. But even if I did, tell me that shit up front. It's like when women talk about these guys who swear they all 5'11", when they beat them, they 5'7". See, if you start off your friendship, courtship, whatever, with a lie, you deserve no respect. You deserve zero because you started off with a lie. Give people the option to pick. At least let them know what they're doing. See, I can shave my beard off. That ain't a lie because I still look like me. I just ain't got a beard no more. But I can't sit back and say I'm 5'11" and I show up on all of 5'1" and 2/4. I can't do that. Shorty, you can't tell me you 150 and you show up looking like you got kicked off. You just got kicked out the NFL for being too short. No. See, that's why I don't like these sites, because everybody's so shallow nowadays. And I was told, let me bring y'all back. I was told that it's called having preferences. I mean, if you want me to be shallow, I'll own it. But ain't we all got preferences?
only women are allowed to have preferences.
Okay, well, for the purpose of this conversation, I'm gonna be a girl because I'm gonna have my preferences. And it's like, man, why I gotta just
when men put
anything?
Mark freezing up.
I say, when you coming on the show? You keep playing. When you coming on the show? So what you got to say, Mo? Because like I said, you the voice of reason. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to help keep everybody in check.
Yeah, no, that's wrong because and then here's the thing, just so we keep things, so we don't get in trouble. Also, imagine if the girl was, let's say she was pretty, but she was 98 pounds. Nothing to her, right? So also in that case, you're like, well, I like shapely women. You know what I mean? So just so it's not, people ain't say, oh, why you gotta be the fat girl? But it's like, like you say, I like how you say, you sent your representative. Your representative was on screen, and now you here? Who are you? I don't even know who you are. We ain't never met. I was talking to somebody else online.
And we ain't gonna meet. No. No.
Yeah, no, that's
I ain't about that life.
Yeah. And in fact, there's this thing called false advertisement, man. That's a real thing, and so I can't see why I wouldn't translate to dating. You know what I mean? You can't get out here like so then what if I get out here and I come out like I'm jet setting and I got this and that, I'm taking pictures in front of Bentleys and this and that, and I show up in a Toyota. What you think she gonna say?
You just totally misrepresenting the situation. And I'm gonna give you a little pause for that one, Mo, because it still ain't how you look. It's, I'm just.
I know, but it's still false advertisement. You're right. I mean, you're looking at the body type and all that. I'm just saying in general, though. But still, that still would be a problem, right? If I was taking all these pictures and I'm looking like I look glamorous life,
right? You done took pictures in front of this because you went to the rental car place. And you taking the pictures in front of all these exotic cars. Then you show up in that little hamster mobile. You know what I'm saying? Nah.
Oh my goodness. She gonna be like, what happened?
I'm just like, for real, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on now, we're supposed to be adults. We're supposed to be adults. And like I say, in this day and age, it's somebody for everybody. I know a bunch of dudes who love big girls. I know lots of dudes who love small girls. It's somebody for you. You ain't got a lot to kick your credit. And then think I'm supposed to stay and buy you something to eat. Sure, the last thing you should be is hungry. That's the last thing you should really be right now. We got Sharonda that she likes to drink some water, so we're gonna call it water, but it looked like Everclear with your moonshine. The bottle was already open. If we didn't see you pop the top, we can't vouch for what's in there.
I literally just opened this. It is
right,
not.
And we should trust you because you're so innocent, right?
Of course.
Okay, the quick vote we had, no, nobody was trusting you with that one. Nobody.
Whatever. Okay.
No, I'm just saying.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All right. That's fair.
So I'm gonna say this for Mark and the Funky Bunch from Facebook International. Unfortunately, the crew is out here, so that probably mean we finna get into shenanigans and some foolishness. And so Mo, you ready to assume your title is Guardian of the Galaxy?
Oh yeah,
You
man,
know,
I'm good.
when this little crew at the bottom of you get together, it ain't never no telling what's gonna happen. And Mark put in a request to go second because he knew he was gonna be running from ICE. So he said, "Let me go second, just in case they catch up with me. I don't want to have to cut off." So
there you go. There
you know what I'm saying?
You go. That's it.
Hey man, I'm a good dude. I ain't gonna call him out, but you know we don't want to see we do want to see the car chase, but we don't want to see the car chase. Just go live, Mark, and we'll just take the feed and we'll share it. Don't go live on the show while you being chased. Damn, hold on. But Sharonda, did you get chased too by ICE?
Shut up. No.
I'm just saying. So the top two are the innocent two, and the bottom two is the fugitive two.
They're my people, so they ain't got no reason to chase me. Okay.
Okay. I'm just saying. Hold on. Let me go back to my inbox. You know I'm old. I be forgetting the top. I'm like, more. I have to keep shit written down somewhere. Anyway, Sharonda, where you at now? Because I know you like what's that Dora? No. Who is it that's always who is Dora the Explorer? Who is the other traveler? Marco Polo?
Carmen Sandiego. That's who you think about.
Yeah. Where in the world are you now, Carmen Sandiego? Don't tell us because we don't want to be part of the no crimes. None. I'm reading a book now about somebody who travel, and everywhere they travel, they kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? But they constantly traveling. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't want to know. Don't be blinking your eyes twice and then we don't want to know nothing. Oh, Mark looked like he done jumped out the car.
Don't ask, don't tell. Don't ask, don't tell.
And if we do ask it, hey, we old school. You can lie to us. We okay with that.
Okay.
just lie to us. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I ain't got no issue doing that.
Mark back with the infamous clock again.
Yeah, and it's working.
So about time.
Major look.
All right, so we're gonna start with the boring stuff first, or the I guess the important stuff. So we're in the midst of a war, and people was talking about, one of my friends talking about his 401k just tanked, and you know, I don't look at mine because it ain't time for me to withdraw it, and I don't really care right now. But when it get close to that time for me to use it, then I'm gonna pay more attention to it. And I don't look at my stocks every day because to me, it's like looking at your grass every day. You ain't gonna notice a change. You know, it ain't no need looking at if you ain't gonna do nothing with it. So you know, Mo is our resident. He's our resident teacher on stock market. And what up, Ron? And all things money. And you know, me and Sharon, well, I got like 45 cents. Rhonda probably got like $3 or $4 in March. March still called, so we just gonna leave it at that. So Mo, you gonna tell us a little about what's going on with the stock market and what we should expect? Should we be panicking and think about selling or redistributing funds or whatever? Give us your quick take on that, Mo.
All right, so I got some data, but y'all can just ask questions to it, and people can make comments and I answer them. But let me just go through this real quick. The Stock Finance Report, Wednesday, May 4th, 2026, for random thoughts. All right, check this out. So Dow Jones, what is that? If y'all don't know, I'm acting like everybody's basic here, like you never took a course. So Dow Jones, that's the primary indicator of the economy. It dropped 1,000 points on Tuesday because of the U.S.-Israeli war on Iran. Okay, 1,000 points. That's a lot, y'all. I'm just tell you that right now. It went down because oil prices spiked and gas prices went up. So guess what? People stop. You know, when that happens, you're gonna stop buying gas. You're gonna buy less gas, and you're gonna buy less oil. And so that's what they do. That's kind of one of the levers that the economy uses to get people to do that. Because guess what? They make it too expensive. Now, man, I ain't taking that extra trip. I'm staying home. I ain't spending that much money on the gas. But anyway, that's the whole point. But guess what? The ones that do spend it, they're the ones that's paying for the war. So that's kind of how that works. You know, if you didn't know, now you know. All right, so the technology stocks jumped.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question right quick about the
Go ahead.
gas.
Go ahead.
Because this is what I ain't never understood about gas prices. Because I hear all the lies they tell us every year about gas prices, but then at the end of the year, they always talk about they made record profit. So how can you make record profit if you had to raise the prices because you was losing money? I understand you're making profit, but for the past, 5 or 6 years, 4 or 5 of them years have been record earning years. So I'm confused. Is it the shortage or y'all they just lying to us? Because I don't understand record profit and you saying it's a shortage. Because even if you go up on the price, you shouldn't make a record profit.
Yeah. So ask the question again, because I think I understood you, but you said something different. But go ahead. Say it one more time.
How they making record profits if everything is supposedly going down, or even if the cost going up? Like I said, I'm cool with profit, but they're making record profit. Like I said, I know they done did at least 4 out of the last 6 years. It's been record profits, but they'll tell us sometime during the year, oh, it's this, we got a gas shortage. So why the prices keep going up? Because you really don't need it. And then I'm looking at some of these exec payouts where they get their end of year bonus. They getting $3-4 million. So what was the shortage for? They payouts ain't getting short.
So I might not have the answer because sometimes it's hidden, right? But here's the thing: if that's one of the levers that the economy uses to do whatever they want to do, right? So if I want, like right now, if I want people to stop buying gas, what do I do? Raise the price. If I want people to buy gas and travel. And so they can travel, what I'm going to do, lower the price. Now everybody's traveling and doing that. So it's one of them levers. So they kind of use that to do whatever they want in the economy. So that's one of them things that they can, we all like little puppets. Let's think about it that way. And so that's what happens. I don't know if I answered your question, but that's what happens.
But I mean, you kind of got me there because actually we just being bamboozled.
Yeah. That's it. Look, I just told you, man, it's a lever that the economy uses to do what they want. It's like taxes. Right? They put taxes up, put taxes down, right? Depending on circumstances. It's the same thing, same idea.
Because like I look at my neighborhood and I'm just using rough numbers. Gas is $3.39 in my neighborhood. But when I went to the hood, it's $3.95. And I'm like, it's crazy that in the poor section of town, gas costs more than it does in the richer section.
No, it doesn't. You know what that is. Now that's a different thing. Y'all know what that. Look at
totally different.
She already know what that is. You know what that is. Yeah. So I ain't got to get into that, but that's it got something to do with this right here. You know what I'm saying? But we don't need to get into that. But yeah, that's a different thing, DVP. That's like you said, particular section of town where the gas is higher. That's a different thing. But if it's across the board, if they all went up or they all came down, that's what I'm talking about. So I was getting into technology stocks. Right, so technology stocks jumped because of the war. So I'm gonna just read off. There's like 3 companies here. I got Micron went up 77%, Advanced Micro Devices went up 5%, Broadcom and Nvidia went up 2%. These are companies that build products for, guess what? For the technology companies. So they support war. Correct, exactly. And so when you think about how this stock stuff works and how the economy works. And so, like I said, all us 4 right here and everybody watching, we paying for this war that's coming up. It's coming out of our pockets, whether y'all like it or not. It is. And so patterns like this help you determine like where to invest. And so that's all I'm going to say about that. And just to let you know, if you want to learn the basics of investing, look at my name tag right there. I got the just send me an email there, freesocialprograms@gmail.com, and I'll get you all set up. All right, and I teach for free, man. For black folks, it's for free. So y'all.
What's the website again?
It's right there in my name tag, freesocialprograms@gmail.com. So just get in touch with me there, and I'll get you set up with a course. Got about 4 or 5 courses, different courses you can look at. But anyway, I think that answered your question. Yeah, I think that answered it.
So is now a good time to buy stock or no? Or is it a good time? Is it a good time to buy, trade, or sell?
So think of it this way. There's a billion different stocks out there. So it's going to depend on what you're talking about. If you got to ask me, is it a good time to buy gas stocks? You know what I'm going to tell you, because you heard what I just said, right? it's not a good time to buy gas stocks because they are high, right? They push them up so they can supplement this war. So no, it's not a good time to buy that. But there's other things associated with, you know, how they manipulate the economy that might be good to buy right now. You know, so for example, so think about it this way. What if you would have bought that gas stock just before the war?
Right.
Ooh, haha, yeah. Timing is everything. In this stock game, timing is everything. And so you got to kind of think about it like that, you know, and if you're in tune with the economy and what's going on, you know, you can kind of take a good guess on what to invest in and what to stay away from.
And that's the reason a lot of people got in trouble with insider trading, because if you know a war's coming ahead of time,
right,
and you're gonna buy stocks that war supports. It's kind of like
right
when I got into drone technology early, just because everybody had those flying drones. I wasn't even thinking about war. I just saw everybody wanted one, so I'm doing good with that. But the time to buy something ain't when it's hot, and that's part of what Mo's saying. You know, make sure make sure you look at your pockets and consult with a professional. Now, we just lay people telling you how we do stuff, but sometimes you just got to take a chance on something. But the time to buy it ain't when it's hot. You know, the worst time to buy Disney was right after Black Panther. That was the worst time because they was charging the arm and leg for you. You want to buy low, sell high.
Yeah.
Buy low, sell high.
Yep. Get in early if you can.
Yep. So in theory, when the arrow green, you don't want to buy while it's green. You want to buy while it's kind of red or kind of yellow. When it's green, not saying don't buy, but like I said, get with a professional. But you know, depending on what kind of money you got, and depending on where you think on, because if you catch it on the first stage of green, you might be all right. But if you catch it 2-3 weeks later, you ain't there no more.
So let me just clarify something. DVP said professional. That don't necessarily mean you got to go to a company. All right? I've been investing over 25 years, so I know what this is all about. So I'm considering myself a professional. So if you come to me, you're going to get good advice. But also you can go to those professionals, those companies as well. But it's going to be a whole different dynamic and how they use your money and what happens with them. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, so you can learn on your own. Some give you free advice, some don't. This is one of the things, ladies and gentlemen. I would say start off with somebody. So when you go start with somebody like Mo, or like I used to do when Mo first started talking, I started watching Suze Orman. That way, when I wanted to go somewhere, I knew what kind of questions I should be asking, as opposed to going in and let somebody tell me everything just to get my money. Because Sharonda, don't what you got, stock or 401k? I know you play the markets.
Both. I have both.
But I think I saw a post when you was talking about looking at the market or something. That's what made me think about it.
Yeah.
And who do you use without doing free advertising? Do you do it yourself, or do you have?
No, I have. No. Okay, wait a minute. I can't tell y'all this because that might be a discovery or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we don't want to say we know nothing. Give us just basic stuff.
But I've used Fidelity and I've used Merrill Lynch for 401ks. I use Navy has a Roth IRA that you can use if that's your bank of choice. Beginners, Cash App is good for beginners. If you getting into the stocks and wanting to buy and sell, it's very easy. It tells you when to buy, when to sell.
I started doing Bitcoin with Cash App just to see if I like it. And a lot of stuff, like I said, it's free and it don't cost. Ladies and gentlemen, it don't cost a lot of money. So you ain't got to look at having $1,000. You know what I'm saying? I started with Bitcoin just doing $10, something that I knew wasn't gonna break. And that's what I think. Sometimes we get caught up in thinking, oh, you got to be a billionaire or millionaire to do stock. You really don't. Just do a little bit, keep up with it. I would tell you, look at it every quarter, every 6 months. Don't keep trying to look at it every day, because you got to learn a whole lot to understand all the little stuff that. Like I said, I know a couple people who read the New York Stock Exchange. That's what they do. I don't understand that shit. So I look at my statements and see what's going on. And then every now and then I look, when I got a little money, as Mo told me, when I got a little money, I think I want to invest something. or if my stock look like it's going down too long, then I want to go and get rid of. But even then, I know some of them I just need to wait for the right time. So it's like, I'm gonna wait because it is an up and down trend. When Mo told y'all about Target, he was telling y'all that Target had a trend. He displayed it that Target is almost predictable in the way it's gonna go up and down according to what Mo showed us. So you just gotta know when to ride that way. And if you know when it's gonna be down, you buy it because it's gonna come back up in 2-3 months. But it's got down periods.
And let me say this too. This last thing, there was some discussion about whether you do personal trading or you have a stockbroker. My recommendation is have both. You do personal trading by yourself and also have a stockbroker. That's my recommendation because the stockbroker they have access to information that you don't have. They have tools that you don't have. Right? They got these generation tools that can it's not like they can predict what's going to happen, but it gives them more information than you can get to make a decision. So have both. If you're going to do it, have both. Trust me on that one.
All right. Mark, how you going to keep disappearing? What is Mark doing? I know he ain't changed the batteries in the clock. So, Sharonda, you ready for your section?
What's my section? What I'm talking about?
Or you need a few minutes. Cause I see you got Ice Ages keep walking by your screen. You know what I'm saying? We don't want about it. We know.
My kids think I'm a spy, so
I know. We don't want to see them. We don't want to see them. We don't want to see them drag a Mark across the screen.
What I'm supposed to be talking about? What y'all want me to talk about?
The cancel culture versus bullying.
Oh. I feel some type of way about that. Why do we have to counsel? I know it. That's what I'm saying. Like, why do we have to counsel everything that we don't agree with, or people or companies that we don't agree with? That is the beauty of free choice and free speech and all of the freedoms that we are afforded as Americans. Why do we feel the need to counsel people when we don't agree with them? So y'all tell me that. Help me out.
Because we like to be undercover bullies, and it's crazy because when you said, I was thinking about some stuff. Everybody loves to think that they're part of their own independent think tank, but it's like nobody has an idea that's strictly their own. You're part of one group or another group, and it's funny when one group think that they're the only. Like I've asked people to come on the show, like they ain't gonna be ready for my thoughts. What thoughts you got that's so different from anybody else's? You either
never know till you speak them.
But you still following somebody. And it's like, but when you don't like somebody, you want to counsel them. But then the first thing you holler is, "Oh, respect me and my thoughts." But you don't respect mine. Oh, but we're gonna counsel you. I ain't supposed to say midget. I ain't supposed to say dwarf. I ain't supposed to say. It's like, well, damn. What happened with cancel culture and all this? You got rid of keeping it 100 because now you gotta dance around everybody else's feelings. And if you hurt somebody's feeling, then you get into cancel culture.
Correct.
But we're supposed to keep it 100.
So a person is no different. If you counseling folks, you're no different than someone speaking their own opinion or their truth or whatever we like to say.
You're cyberbullying too.
Cyberbullying too.
Yeah, it's true. I think with the cancel culture,
Mark, you on the phone? You talking to us?
I'm talking to y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, but it sound like we overhearing your conversation because it's like you got a phone.
I had to get on my phone because my computer didn't want to act right.
Probably need to change the battery. Go change the battery.
It just sounds like you far away.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can make some shit.
What you got, Mo, while we wait for Mark to do his thing?
Oh man, that was all I was prepared for because we go into another section. Go ahead, Mark. You ready?
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Yes, a little bit better.
Okay. I think when it comes down to the cancel culture, it's more so us canceling us for whatever we may think it may be, which is the smallest thing, which is bullying. Because now, like you say, we're afraid to say what we want to say because of this cancel culture thing.
Not me.
Oh, not me. I'm gonna speak freely. you know, but I'm not in that. I'm not in a place or a position where what you counseling. It don't matter. I'm still do what I do and make my money. So people tiptoe the line of not trying to be into the counsel culture, and it's bad because people are so afraid to be in counsel. They won't speak how they feel. They won't support certain people because of the backlash that they don't get, which is crazy. Understand,
Regardless of the truth.
We don't think differently.
Yeah.
So that de facto makes it a popularity contest, and that's why I think it's funny. People say, "Oh, I can say what I want to say," but then if I say what I want to say, then it's an issue. And it's like, hold on, how does this work now? Either we
You
both
can say what you want to say as long as
I agree with what you're saying.
Exactly.
But you're an independent thinker, and it's like, come on, now, for real. You know, I don't like this. Oh, you can't do that. You know, and I always get the example of, and I ain't got no beef with them. Do your thing, but don't make me have to live in a lie for you. When we talk about trans people, clearly you are what you are. Why should I lie to my daughter and tell my daughter that this man is a woman? Because we don't want to offend the man, but you want to offend me and my daughter. Because I thought we was keeping it 100. If we're keeping it 100, that's a man. They feel like a woman, they dress like, but that's a man. So let's keep it 100. And it's like, I ain't never understood this. Why we dance around oh, I ain't supposed to say fat. Oh, she just heavy. Well, she fat. Because for most of us, and I think Sharon, I want to say you probably the youngest. We didn't dance. We joned back in the day, and then nobody did it. Because you figure what we did back in the day was bullying. All that joning we did, we were bullying. And who knew?
Oh, that's bullying.
And we all survived.
That was definitely bullying.
And it's like now you can't say nothing to nobody. I can't even tell you hurt your feelings. I can't even say, hey, you hurt my feelings. Because now I'm hurting your feelings. I'm like, well, damn, when did we?
Oh, I'll tell you this about trans. If you can't accept yourself for who you are, how the hell you expect me to accept you for who you think you are?
Wow.
Well, and this is truly what I don't get. And I tried. How can you tell me you feel like something you've never been? Because, you know, and I got into an argument with somebody because I was in one of them places, and I said, well, I identify as a rich white guy. And everybody laughed at me. Well, hold on. So a dude can identify as a girl and y'all accept that. But if I tell I can identify as a rich white guy, that's unacceptable? What?
Well, you know
what
that.
hell?
You know, they don't want to accept Rachel Dolezal. How you pronounce it? Rachel Dolezal? Whatever she was. The white woman working for the NAACP. They say she felt black.
Right. Doliak.
Yeah, they got rid of. They showed out at her for that.
But because you can only feel that way about certain things. It's like that's got to be the dumbest shit I ever heard. Because I know lots of gay people, and ain't no one of them ever told me that they identify. They can say they felt something different. They can say they like this. But I mean, hell, somebody tell me, oh, I identify as a shoebox. Then what? And I remember it's crazy. There was a lady who got a ticket. I forgot what town it was, because she didn't have a top on. And they got her for indecent exposure. And she said she identified as a man. And men can walk around topless.
Yeah.
And they sitting there debating about it. And it's like, this is the shit that's crazy. This is the shit that's crazy. Because, and you know, we were joking about it. I said, well, what's going to happen with the crazy stuff is the police going to pull over somebody in the HOV lane, and it's going to be me. And I'm going to say, well, I identify as a pregnant woman, which means I can be in HOV lane. We let this go way too far. And, you know, it becomes crazy. But like Sharonda was saying, it's cancel culture, but it's a form of bullying because who are we to cancel what somebody else think? And unless we can clearly make it illegal, because we can't even say what's immoral no more. Unless it's clearly illegal, then why are we canceling? Because we don't like it?
Yeah.
Okay. So should Smoothie King be canceled?
Who?
They did today.
I don't.
So why are we?
But I'm not gonna stop going.
Agreed.
I didn't hear what you said, Sharonda. Should who be canceled?
Smoothie King.
Smoothie King.
What's it? And I saw you make that, and I don't know what the reference was to that. I ain't seen that. I've been working hard. What does Smoothie King do?
Hold on.
What does Smoothie King do, Mark?
Yeah.
She finna tell you. They don't want to act right.
No. It's not that they don't want to act right. I think Smoothie King did a great job. So you had in Ann Arbor, Michigan. So this is important because we'll circle back to the laws or the ordinance of Ann Arbor. So you had two young ladies who worked at Smoothie King who saw a customer who was wearing a Trump sweater, hoodie, and they felt offended and they refused service to them. And so it went viral. The customer is like, hey, they won't serve us because of my husband's hoodie. Whatever else happened, who knows? But Smoothie King ended up terminating their employment for that encounter. So, of course, not all, but a lot of people are like, oh, Smoothie King is canceled. We're going to Tropical Cafe, and we're going to here, and we're going to there. Smoothie King is canceled. Well, in Ann Arbor, the ordinance states that you cannot discriminate based on race, religion, orientation, and political affiliation. So they're mad that they fired those two young ladies.
I'm assuming they were black.
Of course.
Of course.
And you know, and what's so crazy about it? Because you don't have to like nothing somebody else doing. You're free to take your business wherever you want to. But it's like when they did the court case with the people that didn't want to make the wedding cake for the gay couple.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, but here's the difference. Well, no, but here's the difference. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say with that. The bakery in reference, they own that bakery.
Right.
Okay. Smoothie King is a franchise. They have their own corporate rules, regulations. You're an employee. As an employee, you don't have any rights. You got to carry out what these people want you to do. You got to follow their rules and regulations of that franchise. Once you sign on the dotted line that, hey, I'm going to be your employee, that's what you are, an employee. The bakery, they own that bakery. They were the owners.
But
I look at it as,
go ahead, Mark.
I look at it as two different things because
It's
like
two different things.
they are bakery, they own the bakery. You're an employee here. You can't not serve somebody at somebody else's establishment because they don't associate with the same political party that you prefer.
But it's the same thing. The Constitution is the Constitution. The bakery got the right to serve or not serve anybody, but you can't tell them that's why you ain't doing it. Because that's when the discrimination comes in. If you just choose not to do it, then that's different. Because you can do a lot of things, just ain't doing it. But when you put that comment there and you decide that you want to keep it 100 and tell people why, that's when you cross the line. You can't tell people, you know, as a business, as personal people, I ain't got to date white people. I don't have to date nobody I don't want to. I ain't offended nobody. But I can't keep doing stuff. If I'm taking in money and I got a license, because then the government's still regulating, you can't tell people certain things. You could just say no. But even with that, and this is what we don't get, and I hate to say this, but it's as true as I can get. It's a lot of people who hate Trump. There's a lot of people who hate Obama. There's a lot of people who love Trump. There's a lot of people who love Obama. And that's my best example, because when I hear people say stuff about racists loving Trump and yada, 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 when I ask them, why did you vote for Obama? Most people can't tell me a reason that they voted for him. So that makes them just as racist as anybody else, because you don't have a reason other than he was a black man. Because if I ask you a policy and you can't have an intellectual conversation with me, then you're a de facto racist. Why'd you vote for him? You know why you didn't vote for Trump. And I ain't got no beef why you don't like either one or why you like either one. But we can't sit back and you can't sit back and differentiate if you can't have an intelligent conversation. See, if you can tell me why, I'm okay with that. But if you're just like, oh, cause means you're undercover racist and you can't admit it. And if that's what you are, be that. But understand, when you start dealing with other people, it's gonna come back to haunt you. This whole cancel culture. I mean, we've canceled people. We've canceled people who said shit we like, wrong as it was. We will cancel people who say shit that's wrong, and it's our own personal opinion. All I gotta do is turn the channel. All I gotta do is take your money somewhere else. All I gotta do is just make another choice.
That's true. But
all we're doing is bullying people, and we call it something else. But again, I can't tell you respect me and my choices if I won't respect you and yours.
That's true. So it's like if somebody doesn't agree with, and mostly us, with the popular Black opinion, then they cancel. Candace Owens. I listen to Candace. I enjoy what she says. I don't agree with everything she says, but it is some things that I agree with. But in our culture, I'm wrong to say I agree with her.
But hell, we cancel Ice Cube because of that little thing. And to me, it's funny because we won't cancel Snoop. Snoop is the biggest, in this man's opinion, Snoop is one of the biggest pieces of shits on the planet. But we won't cancel Snoop. But anybody who has an opinion outside of it, as opposed to listening, and again, I'm gonna pick Mo. Me and Mo didn't agree on a lot of shit when we first met. I like the fact that he could talk to me intelligently and we could exchange ideas. See, that means he ain't just doing stuff based on how he feels. He has a reason for the way he does stuff. Me and Sharona don't agree on a lot of shit, but Sharona can state why she feels the way. She don't give me the cause or she has reason. I got reason. We don't ever have to give each other reason. But when you got a reason, that means you know you standing behind something. Yeah, even if you're repeating what Think Tank says, as long as you better listen to the fine point, because don't just say this, because I'm gonna ask you about that, because I know where you got it from. Do your research. You know what I say all the time. When I'm doing this show, I got 3 monitors running, because when people say stuff, I gotta check it. I gotta check it because I got in trouble for not checking shit. So when people say stuff, let me check it right quick and make sure that this what they saying is right. And whether I like it or not, right is right, wrong is wrong. But just because it's wrong don't mean it's canceled. You know, it's like, hell, when I grew up, we hug women. I ain't never had to shake women's hands until 2024. I was never taught that. Oh, you doing this. See, here we go with this bullshit. Well, if she like it, am I wrong? Well, now so now if I hug Sharonda, Becky mad. He hugging Sharonda, it made me feel some kind of way. So now I got to go to HR. Why you hugging her? She ain't said shit. But it made some of the other ladies in the office feel uncomfortable. So we got to change our whole relationship. Like I was just telling your friend, Millionaire, I can't be comfortable. I got to make sure that everybody else is comfortable. Nobody cares about my comfort. Nobody cares if my daughter's comfortable when I tell her when you're supposed to be honest with your kids and tell them shit. But you're supposed to tell your kid, hey, kids, you know, some people are just messed up in the head, so they're not sure who they are. So just do whatever. Just do whatever. And, you know, but we counsel them. And then we get other people to counsel them, and nobody can tell you why. We started with Target. When old boy said counsel Target for what? Because they doing this. But Target had the most small black business. Target had the most small black businesses sales in their store. So why are we counseling Target? Because a black man said, oh, because Target got rid of black managers and shit like that, district, whatever they was doing. But they didn't get rid of they didn't get rid of small black businesses. So why are we counseling them? Oh, because
it sounded good.
Because a man with influence said while all in the process while he was getting paid. Because what's the alternative? What's the alternative? We don't go there. And I was never a Target guy, no way, but I do know what Target does. When we boycott Walmart, again, who are we hurting? Why we boycotting Walmart again? Because no matter which Walmart you go to, you're gonna see a bunch of young black people and old people who don't have other ways to make money. So we're gonna punish them, but that's the only people we punishing. But we gotta make a stance. Really? So the stance is to hurt other people. No, see, we got to hurt these big corporations. Mo done did the research 2-3 times. Mo, how much money did Target lose from Jamal Brown telling people not to go? In reality?
Yeah, it wasn't that much. I can't remember the number. It wasn't that much, though.
But he canceled right before the down season. So it looked like Target was hurting. Right. But Mo put the stats on here. I don't know if it was 2 or 3 years, but you can see around the same time every year, Target was doing it. And Jamal stepped in. So see, look at that. And then when they came back up, you don't hear nothing from them. And you know, it's insane that we do this. So when Sharonda, you know, says something about it, it's like, why do we feel so comfortable canceling people and trying to make everybody else do it? If people don't like Random Thought with DVP, then don't come back. I ain't nothing I can tell you. But why you trying to bring other people down with you? I don't like Sharonda, so I'm gonna tell Mo and Mark, hey, don't y'all mess with Sharonda because she treated me this way. We gonna cut her out. Why? See, it was that crying face. That's why she got canceled. But what is the purpose? What is the purpose? Sharon over there making burgers that she ain't gonna bring back to show nobody while she on the run.
But yeah, we just gotta stop this council culture.
Well,
and stop trying to shame people that don't join with you.
Try to come up with a legitimate argument why we shouldn't do bits with them no more. Because what was it? What was the story y'all just said? Smooth the King. If Smooth the King support their people being openly racist or biased, then yeah, but stop supporting that Smooth the King. And my thing is, if you're gonna do something, be direct about what you're doing. Stop trying to grasp everything. That's why you know when people love to keep talking. Oh, I hate when black people want to talk about slavery because I asked the name of slave you knew. Because if you ain't known about who's a slave in the past 100 years, you don't know shit about slavery. So stop telling me what so and so did. You don't know nothing about it. It's cute, but it's ineffective. But I don't like white people because they did this. Where do we get this from? And why do we always feel the need? I stand by myself, but I want these 20 people to be with me. Because you can't stand alone. You can't fight your own fight because you know it's stupid. But I'm gonna get all these people. They ain't gonna buy your stuff either. What's the point?
And you say that I'll tell you this story. I was in a.
You covering your mic up, Mark?
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you just keep covering up when you're doing something with your hand.
Oh, no, I've been moving. So I was in a Facebook group, and some of the people in the group went to a black establishment. We'll say 15 people went to the black establishment, had a horrible time, or whatever. It just didn't go in their favor. They came back and went into the group. And said, hey, we had a horrible time here. Go post a bad review about it. 100 people want to post a bad review about somewhere that half of them didn't even go to. Part of that cancel culture and bullying, which is terrible. How do you go make a bad review about a place you didn't go to because somebody told you to? With a little influence. Same thing with Jamal. He got a little influence and got some idiots to follow him, and that's crazy.
And it's like those people, they prey upon our weaknesses. Because I mean, like I said the same thing about Black Lives Matter when I found out what their ultimate goal was. They was trying to get on the board at Walmart. And they were saying, hey, this is what we can do. Unless y'all do this and give us money for this, this, and this, then we can do this. And Black Lives Matter, some of the groups are legit, the smaller groups, but the big core group that came, most of them had a hidden agenda and they pimped us. And because they said something that we want to hear, people jumped on it, donate money. You see, one of the ladies, she got 5 or 6 properties. She ain't doing that for black people other than making herself rich. But we, now we don't want to hear that. Oh, Black Lives still matter. I never said they didn't. I just said I got an issue with the Black Lives Matter group. I ain't gonna tell you to cancel. I just don't deal with them. If dealing with them floats your boat, hey, do what you gotta do. Hell, I know some Klansmen. Hey, it worked for them. As long as they don't ask me to come to a meeting, they don't come to my house with them. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But guess what? They was good workers. So why would I cancel them just because they have a belief outside the job that I don't agree with? No, there are lots of people who do things I don't agree with personally, but whatever they do ain't got nothing to do with paying my bills, and they ain't asking me to pay theirs. Sure. So why do we feel the need to want everybody to be like us, but while we proclaim how individual we are, how we can do things without everybody? Right. There are slave journals that tell the horrors of slavery. There are. But what does that mean? Did they tell you who did it? So you can't hate a whole race of people for something that you read. And I want you to understand this, because everybody love to say this. They say the stories are written by the victors. So who wrote these horror stories? So if we do, somebody told them. But everything that happened ain't the white man's fault. We can sit around and be fake mad, but slavery ended because of white people. So how do you know which ones to be mad? When people hate cops, oh, I hate cops, I hate this. But when you somewhere else and something happened, guess what everybody calling? They're not calling their neighbors. They calling 911. They're not calling their neighbors. But you hate cops. They ain't this, they ain't that. Why do you hate them? Oh, because one cop did something a long time ago, so you hate all cops. And you know
what my boy say? He say, next time something go down and you don't want to call a cop, what do you say? Call a crackhead.
Call a crackhead.
Oh goodness.
But you know, we quick to want to hate something. We quick to want to hate a whole series of something because somebody told us. But they can't give us a reason why other than to support them in their foolishness. And it makes little to no sense. Because like I say, we got out of slavery with white people's help. So how you know which ones to hate, which ones not to hate? And if we're honest, totally honest, those of us that grew up in the hood, who stole from us? Why did we lock our doors? It wasn't because some white dude was sneaking over there in the middle of the night. Santa Claus didn't take shit from us. It was somebody who looked like us.
That's true.
So, but we hate somebody who don't look like us that ain't did nothing to us, but the people that look like us, because we help this no snitching culture. We don't want to tell on our own people who fucking up our own neighborhood. We're not gonna counsel them. We ain't gonna counsel pedophiles. We're not gonna counsel Pookie them. We're not gonna counsel, people in our neighborhood who we know are doing some bad shit. But we're willing to counsel somebody else. And the craziest thing to me is we will cancel shit that we're not even a part of no way. I couldn't boycott Target if I want to. If I spend $200 a year at Target, I'm doing great.
I'm less than that.
Right. So how, can we effectively cancel them? What you gonna do instead of spend? They don't miss that money. And like I say, when most show us the numbers, they got an ebb and flow anyway, like most stocks do. Ebb and flow. But if we're gonna do something, let's have a good reason for doing it. Let's have a great reason for doing it. What else you got for us, Sharonda?
Let's have a logical reason for doing it.
Well, we can't do.
It gotta make sense. Because most of us
are. We can't. Amazon cancels Target. No, Amazon annihilated Target. But we can't do logical because most of us are emotional and don't recognize. And we do things based off feeling. That's why we don't have a good reason for doing it. If everything is they hurt my feelings. When
I agree.
I did security at an event, and Miss JJ was there. Now I'm gonna call you Miss JJ because that's your name that you go by. But whenever I said, "Sir, I need you to come in for a minute." Who you calling, sir? Dude, you're a whole man. I don't know what you heard, but you're a whole man. And I'm not gonna keep going through this. Hey, can y'all come here? You're a dude. I know you're a dude. Everybody around us know you're a dude. Yeah, your name is Miss JJ, but you gonna address me by my sex? Yeah, I did address you by your sex, player. You're a dude. You're a whole dude. At least from the neck up. Now, what you are from the neck down ain't my business. All I know is what I see, and I address what I see. Because when y'all said, "Oh, well, D, you look like a girl, so I'm gonna address you as ma'am," then we finna have a problem. Oh, that's right. I can't do that because in your eyes, you see me as this, so I gotta respect your opinion. Yeah, okay. And so, yeah, Sharonda, how are we gonna address something from a logical standpoint when most of us aren't logical? We're emotional. We will spread rumors that suit our thought process. It's like when you ask people something, what do you get? What are your references? And they want to send you to Wikipedia or YouTube. Get the fuck out of here. You can find a Wikipedia or a YouTube page say, I can find a YouTube page to say the Earth is a triangle. What does that mean? That ain't saying. Come on, now you gotta have something better than that. It was written. Where was it written? Oh, I ain't gonna do the research for you. Well, you ain't doing the research for me. You just tell me where you saw it at. If you can't share that, then we're gonna call bullshit. Oh, but I can't say that because then you'll be offended. Oh, you just trying to bully. Dude told me, he said, you trying to bully me because you got a talk show. I said, didn't nobody know that? I didn't even bring that shit up. I'm not even addressing you as my talk show. I'm addressing you as Darren. So I'm not even understanding how they bring me on your show. We can talk about, why would I bring you on my show and you're stupid? See, so you just want to get on my show because you keep bringing it up. And it's like, well, people want to do stuff. And, again, I'm going to pick on Mo because we were in a group where there were a lot of unintelligent conversations going on. They were strictly emotional, and most of them were from men who swear all men are logical. And when you give them examples, clear examples on how we're not logical, they don't want to hear it. Because the easy one I always point to is the Super Bowl. At the Super Bowl, what happened? You see a bunch of grown men crying, winners and losers. What they crying about? It's just a fucking game. It's actually their job. Does anybody, Sharonda, Mark, Mo, when y'all get y'all paycheck, do y'all cry?
Nah.
Do y'all have tears of joy because I'm finally get that paycheck? I just want to thank my mom and my dad. I want to thank my third grade school teacher. I'm just so proud for everybody who got me to this point. Who the hell does that? But these grown men cry at sporting events. Mark, ain't it a game?
Ain't it a game? That is different. When you reach,
is it logical, Mark? Is it logical?
It is logical.
That's all I'm saying. So we got to admit that we're emotional.
Then it's okay to be emotional.
I'm okay with that, but we can't keep saying we're only logical. That's my whole point. Men do not like to admit that we're emotional creatures. That's my whole point. You can fix it once you know you're emotional, because once you know you're emotional, then you don't have to worry about, you don't get offended when somebody tell you, Sharonda, darling, I'm going to put you on the spot. You date men, yes? The men that you've dated, how many of them have not had an emotional outburst at some point? Okay, before the show ends, we need an answer.
One. I say one.
And you just saying it's got to be one, but you probably can't name, because that's what we do. But we don't want to accept that. What we are, women are emotional. Men make logical decisions. No, we don't.
No, they don't.
We make emotional decisions too. We like to call them logical, so we sit back and think about how stupid they were. So stupid decisions are emotional decisions. You want to fight. You gonna make her stay with you. That's emotion. That's not logic. Oh, if you ain't with me, you ain't gonna be with nobody. That's emotion. When you want to fight a man for stepping on your shoes, that's emotion. When somebody who disagrees with you got to be a simp or a punk or a bitch, that's emotions. There's no logic. If somebody says something to me, I'm gonna punch him in the face. Willing to go to jail to gain respect is emotional. There's no logic behind. Mo talked about it. Mo done got jumped on and he done lost the fight. I done lost the fight. Ain't nobody I lost the fight to ever made me respect them. None. What up, Drake? Ain't nobody ever beat me into respect. Ever. Ever. So, all right, well, let's see. It's 7 o'clock. You ready? Y'all got any questions about the cancel culture? Because we need to do something. We need to make people accountable if they want to cancel something. Give us logical reasons why it is what it is. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. And we are from two different places, but we have the exact same genetic makeup. We got 23 chromosomes from a man, 23 from a woman. There's nothing you can do to change that. Everybody got the same exact thing. So in theory, we are the exact same creature. Men just got, the X chromosome, the Y chromosome, whatever. We got one different chromosome that gives us supposedly most of our features. But then you got a bunch of men who got the manly features, but they still are extra soft and feminine. So, but we're the same creature. We just don't want to accept that. Oh, women always start crying. I don't know too many men that they never cried. And it wasn't just because somebody died. They cried over relationships. They cried over other shit. Because you know why? We're emotional. What you got, Mo?
No, I was just gonna say, man, I don't know what kind of women those cats are dealing with. I ain't around too many women crying, man. It don't work like that in my space.
Oh, hey, I ain't gonna. They will cry, but most time when a woman start crying, the first time she cries because she hurt. The second time she cries, it's the same reason most of them cry, because we mad and we frustrated. Because that's why a lot of kids cry, because they can't express that emotion that we taught them to repress. So it just builds up and it comes out in the form of tears. Because a lot of people cry when they're upset. But guess what being upset is? It's an emotion. And if we learn how to handle it, we can do better about other things.
So
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and so let me clarify too. When I'm saying crying, I'm talking about it's not just the tears, it's the emotional aspect, right? If you got tears and you angry, to me, you ain't crying. You mad as hell. so that's what I mean.
Yeah. But like that's what I say. Sometimes that frustration comes out in the form of tears.
Yeah.
That we don't know how to unleash it. What did Mr. Time Clock go? But yeah, it's too many things going on that require a grown folk discussion, and too many of us can't have grown people discussions. I'm gonna say this before we go to Mark. I was having a discussion with a dude. Actually, it was a debate because I thought he was stupid. This MF addressed me as my love.
Wow.
Okay. I'm not politically correct, but I don't want no dude calling me my love. He said, I say that to everybody. Okay, well, there's a problem with you, player, because when he did it, I did what I normally do. I went to my phone, I went to my inbox. I'm texting every dude I know. How do you feel about a dude calling you my love? 100% of them said the same thing. Dudes don't do that. Dude, my love. We ain't even Facebook friends. How come I can't just be dude?
He may identify as something else.
Yeah, stupid. Women are emotional. That's why we don't have a woman president. Okay, no. Drake. Which male president wasn't emotional? Which male president wasn't emotional?
No, Trump is not emotional. He got the balls.
If we're honest about it, look at the countries that don't have wars and look and see who led them. Most countries that didn't have war were led by a woman. Men love to fight. It's emotions.
I don't agree with that one. Because I'll even go. I'll say this, and this is going to be very controversial. I will go as far as say that some women shouldn't even vote.
But guess what, Sharonda? I would say some men shouldn't vote. The sex don't change the inadequacy of the mentality. There are lots of a lot of men should never procreate. They should never. They should, when they're born, they should have a tube of super glue. So when we're doing this, but again, if we look at wars, how many wars have been started by countries that were led by women?
Several.
Which one? Women are way better negotiators than men. Because men, we get that testosterone flowing, and it's a big ball contest. It's a big ball contest.
Was it what's her name? Beheaded Queen Antoinette.
How long ago was that?
What countries are being led by women now?
None at war. What's up, Stephanie?
What happened? What?
All right. Mark, where you at?
I'm right here.
We're talking about these teenage takeovers and parents' responsibilities.
Man, this shit is getting out of hand. And these people not knowing where they damn kids at or what their kids up to. So over the last couple of weeks, for the people that ain't in Atlanta, we had these teenage takeovers, which the first one was in Cobb County.
Explain what a teenage takeover is first.
My generation knew not to go to Cobb County when we were growing up. But
Mark, hold your microphone close to your mouth because you keep fading in and out.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but you just keep fading in and out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I'm good.
So,
All right.
so tell us what a teenage takeover is first.
So the teenage takeover, somehow social media, they linking up and going to specific places and just a bunch of kids gone wild is basically what it is. So the first one was at the Battery, Cobb County, which you got all these kids just out there running amok. And we talking from 10 up. And I guess we'll go up to 18, which those are classified as kids. Nothing in particular to do, just wreaking havoc over the places that they going. So the first was at, like I say, was at the Battery. And then last week they did one. Well, they were planning to do one at Cumberland Mall, which they shut that down. So they ended up going to the Beltline. Now on the Beltline, you got all these kids down there. They got, I think it's 17 arrests. They confiscated 11 guns. And these are teenagers under 18. We got to figure out how to stop this. And the parents, I do believe that in certain situations, parents should be held responsible for their kids' action.
And the law provides for that, but and you know, indiscriminately. I don't know if you were part of the show, but all this goes back to the crack epidemic. When we lost the elders of the community, when kids start having kids, we all that got shot to shit. And you can see it. It took a generation or two for it to all come fruition. But look at who these kids' parents are. Some of these kids got an 8-9 year difference, a 15-year difference between them and their parents. And these new parents want to be everybody's friend. They want to be this. They want people to, oh, you know, I want my daughter to have sex the first time. I want her to have sex at the house that way I know she's safe. And this and this and this. That was shit. That was never okay. Your parents, if they knew you was having sex, they wasn't finna okay it. I mean, they had an idea what was going to happen on the prom, but wasn't nobody saying you can come to the house after the prom and do this. So a lot of this is, even with this last dude, come on now, you that oblivious. Your son is fascinated by school shootings, and you buy him a gun.
Yeah, he needs to be up under the jail.
Now I feel different about that. Now I do believe he should face some consequences, some stiff consequences.
163 years would be nice,
but I'm not sure if it's that many that I think he should get that much time, because his kid got out of pocket. I mean, well, I ain't gonna say got out of pocket, because the kid lost his damn mind. I don't think he should get.
Well, if he provided for him, if he gave it to him, because the kid can't go to the gun store and get it himself.
Right. The dad was the enabler.
The gun store would get in trouble if they provided a weapon to a minor. So it's no different.
It's not that. I mean, yes, I agree. But those people, like his dad say, he bought it for them to go hunting. And the gun was put up, it just wasn't locked up. So, you know, he said he had it in the safe, it just wasn't locked. So I don't think he should get life, but I definitely think he should get some time, maybe 10 or 20. But I don't think his whole life should be thrown away.
Mark, you buy a gun. You have a son that's telling you he's fascinated by school shootings. You don't lock said gun up. But forget, you bought the gun for him after he's told you he was fascinated by school shootings. Why shouldn't he be punished to, as they say, to the full extent of the law? He was studying school shootings. I mean, how much more of a clue do you need? And somebody got to be the adult in the room. Somebody got to be the adult. So let's do a cancel culture on this, and we're gonna logic. I'm gonna be like James Brown. We're gonna logify this. When you know you got badass kids and you fail to address them, we need to start canceling these parents. And I'm a fan of castration and what is it when you should make sure people can't have babies no more and defertilizer, whatever.
Sterilize.
Yeah, when they show that they clearly don't know how to deal with kids, they shouldn't be allowed to procreate.
I get it. And Drake, I'm gonna tell you this: it's a lot of things for these kids to do in the city besides go to one place and just wreak havoc. City parks ain't closed.
The county
Atlanta
park's
got
still
so
open.
many parks and public parks. You can just walk to the parks.
Well, and a
How
lot
about they go get a job? How about that?
Some of them too young to get a job.
They
Like I
under
said, they
15
down
right
to
now.
10 and up.
But the county parks are still open.
City parks. Andre Dickens
I'm
got
just
plenty
saying,
of
he's
parks
saying the
open
city.
up. But
Welcome all still. There are tons of parks that are still open. Tons.
yeah, but one of the things that's different now than when we were growing up, DVP, was that we were separated by where we lived. So people in Atlanta, we didn't go to Cobb County. We didn't link up and go to Decatur and mob out there. Decatur had their skating rink, Atlanta had their skating rink, Cobb County had their skating rink, the skating rink on national. So we hung amongst each other. Now you talking about all these kids from the whole city, which are linking up just by social media, and it's going all around to where now it's just a bunch of kids wreaking havoc. We didn't do that when we were younger. Like I said, we stayed amongst our kind. West Side stayed on the West Side. We didn't cross over Moreland and go hang out in Decatur. And if we did, it was small groups of us doing it and so forth. So that makes a difference. Social media makes a big difference in how they're doing it now.
Is it social media or is it shitty parenting? See,
kids
can watch TV, and if their parents know they're watching on TV, they can control the narrative and tell them what they're watching. Too many parents, they let everybody else raise their kids. So I'm not finna blame social media for all of it, because there are plenty of people who got kids that's on social media that don't do stupid shit because their parents are too busy parenting. They ain't sitting there, I'm gonna blame the school because my daughter can't read. Well, when she come home, is she reading to me? Of course not, because I'm too busy doing my own thing. I want the school to teach her everything. So some of this is pure parenting.
Yes, only thing I say about social media is it gives them the access to reach out to other people across the city. No, not with their actions is no. But I can post something right here at my house, and somebody up in the Cula, the Lonica can get it and come down here and do their thing. That's the only thing I put on social media, is that they have access to reach larger mass of people. But yeah, it still come down to just the parents. I know when I was younger, my parent knew where I was up until about 16. That's when I got a little freedom to do a little bit more. But up until then, under 16, she knew where I was and removed by me.
And I hear you, but social media, your kids, if you are an active parent, they're going to make wiser decisions. But when you don't care what they do, see, it's certain songs I know my daughter was listening to, but she had no sense not to sing them in front of me. And when Douglas County did the thing about sex trafficking and how it is, because we know kids, everybody knows we've all been kids. You know who you don't listen to first? You don't listen to your parents because they were protected. So when it's time to educate them on some things, the parent needs to take these kids to these sex trafficking seminars so they can see how it's done. They need to take them to where these resources are. But we're so busy wanting to be friends, wanting them to have it better than we had it, that we miss out on everything because we want them to be so whatever. Because there are lots of kids. They're not shooting people. There are lots of kids. They're not stealing shit. There's lots of kids when you go places who are working. So what makes these other kids so special? You look in the house, where your parents? We the one lady, I'm watching one of these shows, she giving her kids, she drawing her kids at night so she can go out and play all night, and she bringing strange men home. She don't want her kids to walk up. Wake up. A lot of parents are the cause of all of this. And it's just like men who don't want to be shit. What's the first excuse we use? Oh, I didn't have no daddy. Well, get the fuck out of here. You didn't have no daddy, but you learned about sex. So what does the man in the house have to do? Just say you make shit a decision, and that's what we do. We keep giving people excuses for not wanting to do what they're supposed to do. Once you decide to have kids, you accept that role. You have to, because of that, you should have planned not to have kids. I got more respect for a man who always strap up. He ain't simping, because he don't want that issue. But other men want that feel good, but they don't want the consequences of it. When you want to have a child, this new wave, they like people. They love puppies. Don't nobody want the big dog. Everybody love the puppy. But when the puppy grow up, what happened? Now all these dogs in the pound, all these kids on the street now, because Now that you got the little baby, once your baby stop being a baby, everybody start talking about how cute your baby is. Now your baby's a nuisance, and you want to go on with your life because you was never prepared to have a baby. And then we're gonna blame the kids for that. And I ain't saying it ain't bad kids, but it's worse parents.
Well, I think that's what happens too when children are not created out of love. You get a different creature. So it's important for us to create our children with love and in love with that other person. I'm a strong believer of that. You get a different outcome.
I can say I can agree with that to a certain extent, but I know when I coached, and DVP may see it now, but I know when I was coaching at Mays, kids jump out to 500 SEL, 2-parent households, and go straight in there and start throwing up gang signs with other people. So it may not always be the case, because we wanted to get out of the hood. Now the people that ain't from the hood want to act like they're from the hood. So it's a difference from when we were coming up to now.
But we had guidance, we had elders in our community. It's no different than the animal kingdom. Why do they keep saying the elephants are running wild? Because poachers killed off the adult males, so nobody taught the young males how to act. It's the same thing. And what we've done inadvertently or on purpose is every time something happens, you know what we do? We look at Sharonda and blame Sharonda because it's always a single mother's fault. We don't ever blame the man for leaving his kids behind. We keep blaming the woman who stayed behind and kept her kids because we'll do anything to keep from accepting blame. Even in this case, the mama testified she knew something was wrong with the boy and the daddy. So at some point, everybody grown until it's time to accept responsibility. Then everybody got an excuse. You can't have it both ways. When you make a mistake, you got to own a mistake and do better. We can't keep expecting 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old kids to do better when we giving them access to everything.
Yeah, they do have access to everything.
I got 100 guns. I told my kids about guns early. My son will see a gun and he will come get me. Because we talked about them. Because I don't have time to keep locking up all my guns. Because Lord forbid somebody break in. Now I got to try to find a key or remember the code and all this other shit that ain't happening under stress. We had a conversation. We watched certain shows together. We had conversations. When my sons start talking about sex, we had a conversation. We watched some movies. We went to the store and got some condoms. I'm not finna sit here and believe that they finna wait till they get married. That's stupid on my part. He was a good looking boy. I know somebody gonna give him some. But we keep hoping, well, if we don't talk about it, it won't happen.
This don't happen.
This boy told everybody what he was doing, and this wasn't his first incident. So there was repeated times that they could have stopped this. The daddy just kept promoting it. You know, he ain't say it, but it's something that boys will be boys. Mo, did you play with guns when you was growing up?
No, sir. I couldn't have them where I lived.
Didn't you grow up in the hood too, Mo?
Yeah, but you could. They would have been illegal. I wasn't that cool.
Right, but even in the hood, a lot of us still didn't play with guns. So when we keep saying this, and this, even with our social media, we're influenced by our influencers. And if our influencers are telling us to go down the wrong street, we think going down the wrong street is right. So when this boy was expressing all this shit, Papa Smurf decided, well, hey, he's white. He should have a gun for his 18th birthday in 12 years. Let me get him a gun now. Let me get him some ammo, and let him take it to school. Why wasn't the gun locked up? It's one of the first time he had heard about that he may have brought a gun to school. They even said they didn't want the teachers to do nothing. So I mean, the school was at fault too, but the custodial parent was the main one at fault. He purchased everything for that boy. I can't be held accountable if my kid is resourceful enough to go out and buy some crack and do some stupid shit. But if I got crack in the house and give it to them because I want them to smoke it in the house, that's on me.
But one thing he did say was that they hunted together, and that was their bonding time. Father and son time.
Well, they gonna bond in jail now.
So it's different. We didn't hunt in the hood. So
we did. Yeah, we did. They didn't hunt with us though. Yeah, we did, Mark. Yeah, we did. We grew up around shooters, but guess what? Them shooters wasn't taking kids with them. They wasn't.
I don't know any hunter. I don't know any of my friends in my community that I grew up in that hunted.
They hunted people. They didn't hunt animals because we didn't have that kind of fun. But they hunted people.
We talk about hunting animals.
You didn't say that. You just said hunting, and I
get it. Like I say, I do believe he should get some jail time. I just don't think it should be light. That's my only thing. I'm somewhere between 10 to 20.
Where do you think they should get?
I say anywhere between 10 to 20 years. He should get. Now the son, they can set his ass on fire and shoot through the fire and kill him.
Why? His mind ain't even developed yet. The dad, the mind developed.
Fuck that. His mind, he knew what he was doing.
So he couldn't have did it without his dad getting him the gun.
His dad bought him a gun so they can go hunting together.
His dad could let him use one of his guns so they could go hunting together.
I think y'all using hunting too openly. Maybe they were talking about hunting people. Well, so he might not have been lying.
That's what I use, and Mark tried to correct it and say animals, which is people are animals. But
I mean, we are mammals.
I assume that they were hunting deer.
Okay, well, Mark, we can't assume.
But y'all might be right. They were hunting students and teachers.
Correct.
Mark, even if you were right, even if you believe everything you're saying, the minute you find out your kid is interested in school shootings, how big a red flag do you need?
That's a big one. That's a big one. I will agree that is a big red flag. But what if they sat down and had these conversations like you had with your son, and he just didn't get it?
Listen, Mark, I appreciate you, young brother. There's a difference in being curious about than being fascinated by. As you said, lots of these kids think they want to stay in the hood. That's what they think, because they think. But you don't see no one trying to move there, do you? Because at some point, logic hit them. It's okay to visit, but I don't want to live there. All these kids who talk about their hood life, guess what? They don't go to the hood and start no shit because they know they ain't about that life. So it's the difference between being interested and curious than being fascinated.
True.
You know, when you find that your kid is killing cats and other animals and shit like that, that's not a curiosity anymore. That means you got a problem somewhere. You need to address this.
But what if, and I get it, what if they're shooting squirrels? Is that different than shooting cats?
Yes, that's different.
If they're just shooting squirrels with a BB gun, probably not. If they're shooting squirrels with a handgun, absolutely. You got no business having a handgun in the city shooting shit. So yeah, if they reading about this, yeah, they may be interested in taxidermy. They may be interested in actually truly hunting in the logical sense. A school shooting. If you're interested, if you came home and your daughter had a bunch of porn videos and she was interested in, man, I wonder how much money they make. Well, she's telling you what she headed. So you can't be surprised when your friends say, man, I seen your daughter at the strip club. Don't be giving her no money. You already knew what she was. You already knew what she was about. She interested in strippers. She want to be a pimp. So the boy, and that's why I can't fault the boy. The boy said who he was. And the dad didn't do nothing. Hey, well, maybe we should go to therapy. Maybe we should do something to try to see what's going on with this. You got to do something.
Yeah.
And something can't be to arm them.
He could have did a lot more.
He could have did damn near anything. He chose to do nothing.
He could have pulled out. That's probably what he should have did.
And Mark, because you be acting blunt, she don't mean pull out the parking lot. So because you be trying to act like you don't know what some shit means sometimes. I gotta watch you.
Nah, I get it. I get it. On top of that, so DVP, you being a retired sheriff, and I know this may not be in your wheelhouse, but what do they do for these takeovers?
Well, that's why I asked, because I was told about one supposed to happen out in Douglas County. I said I had never heard of them. But Douglas County still don't play. So it was a bunch of sheriffs and police at the mall the other day. And somebody said, yeah, because the kids that was talking about doing the takeover. And that's why when you said, I'm like, shit, I didn't even know what this teenage takeover is. But again, I guarantee you it wasn't 1,000 kids because most of these kids got good sense. And their parents like they wasn't having that shit.
Yeah, and they made them, I know we went to Cumberland Mall Saturday and they made me put on, I had the kids with me. And I had to wear like a wristband. And they weren't allowing any kids under 17 there without adults 21 or older.
Now, the thing about Douglas County at the mall is a lot of these kids that's going, they don't have access to get out there. So they going to places where they can catch Marva. Where they have bus access to get them to the places. So that's the Battery. That's the Beltline.
And I'm gonna say this: when Douglas County had their meeting, but one of the biggest things they said is we won't have a bus coming out here because if they don't live out here, we don't want them out here. And Douglas County got a bus system, but the last bus that come to Douglas County leave Atlanta at like 5:15. So if you ain't on that bus, you're not coming out here, and ain't no way to get back because there's nothing leaving Douglas County. Nothing.
I stay off the bus line. For that reason.
And Douglas County was specific about that. We don't want no buses going back and forth. They can come in the daytime for it, but after a certain time, right? There's Uber, but they ain't, them kids, yeah. But again, we're talking about parenting, and the parents gotta be held to a different standard. When I went to Creekside, to talk to some kids. The fight broke out. I'm in uniform. I break the fight up, and this little one young girl, she done picked up a trash can. She got over her head, and I'm telling her to drop the trash can, and she said, "F you, you ain't my daddy." So I hit her with the taser. She dropped the trash can.
She dropped it.
She dropped that trash can.
I bet she did.
Mom and Daddy came up there wanting to raise. Holy hell. You tased my daughter. You ain't got no business tasing no 14-year-old girl. Man. And I'm like, y'all know I ain't a resource officer, right? I'm a sheriff. Resource officers have to do shit. They got to work around these little bad-ass kids. Your daughter had a trash can that she was finna throw at me. So guess what the law say? Because I'm proficient in the law. The law say at 14, you responsible for all your daughter's actions. So then what we finna do? I'm finna handcuff all three of y'all. All three of y'all going to a different location. So y'all might as well kiss each other. Y'all might as well kiss each other now and say y'all goodbyes because it's gonna be a minute. Because they're gonna let her out. And y'all gonna still be in jail because she going to. So, now they looking at me. But you want to yell at me for tasing your daughter. You don't say nothing to her about raising this trash can. You don't say nothing to her about the fight. So I know who the problem is. The problem is the parents.
Mm-hmm.
The question
and that's why they should be held accountable.
Right. The question be, why did the police have to tase you? Not why you tase my baby. They never asked me. I had to tell them what because they never asked me. But guess what? When they was in handcuffs and crying, everybody want to be apologetic now. They want to talk about Christ. Brian religious. I believe everybody going to hell because that's what they playing spades and Uno with. So ain't nothing you saying gonna matter to me. But now, we sorry, we gonna do a better job. Nah, y'all had a chance, but y'all wanted to come at me. Y'all wanted to come at me for tasing her because she'd hit me with that trash can. Now my mama gonna be mad. My people gonna be mad. And I'm fucking stupid for letting somebody throw a trash can to me. My superpower is not blocking metal trash cans. It just ain't. It ain't. But hitting you with them 50,000 volts, I've learned to do that with efficiency. And yeah. But it's funny because the teacher and the principal at the school, they were like, man, we wish you could be up here more often because they can't do that because everybody got to sit around and dance around these little badass kids and you can't say nothing to the parents. Go ahead.
They say that, but that's the same a couple of months ago. A kid at Langston Hughes, after they told him to get off the bus several times, got all the kids off the bus and put the kids back on the bus. He got his ass back on the bus and the resource officer tased shit out of him. And now they want to call, he need to be the parent, he need to be fired, and he need to be this. I get it. I'm with you. Tase the shit out of these little badass kids. Because you can't whoop their ass.
Well, had I been close, I would have. But like I said, I was holding the other girl off. She was fighting, so my hands was full. Because I'm trying to break the fight up. All she had to do was let it go. Because some other kids that pulled off, she broke loose and grabbed that trash can. I'm not here to get hit for nobody. And it's funny, I think something finna happen at Walmart out here in Douglas County because I see a bunch of police cars. Drake, what they got going on in Douglas County? Drake live around the corner. Won't he take me out for ginger ale and taco? Man, that's foul, Drake. I thought we were better than that. But anyway, I ain't gonna pick on you, Drake.
But yeah,
But, you know,
I do believe. Go ahead, Sharonda.
I can't say anything.
Oh, but I was trying to say, I do believe in holding these parents accountable. Like you say, 11 guns on the belt line. How do these underage kids getting these guns? So at this point, we do need to figure out a way to hold. I do believe the parents should be held accountable for those things. Now, how much accountability or the penalty in which they should receive? Now, it waivers a little bit on case by case, but that's what we started. We start if the parents start facing consequences for their kids' actions, they'll be more inept to get the kids in order. Because the village is gone. They killed the village. Can't nobody say nothing to their baby no more. So the village is over with. So now it's just them.
Raising kids.
Yeah, and that was just them. And them and they little broke best friend is what they like to refer to them as. Your broke best friend gonna get you locked up.
And here's the thing: if you don't want anybody saying anything to your kids, then do right by them. Make sure you teaching them and showing them how to behave in public. You don't want nobody to correct your child. You be the one to correct them. There's nothing wrong with that. Because in a sense, I sometimes agree. Like, don't discipline my kids because you might want to discipline them for something that I don't feel is incorrect. So I get that. But you got to be the one, your voice has to be louder than the world's voice.
And you got to make sure your kids know the difference between right and wrong. Because I'm totally with Sharonda. But Sharonda, and I hear what she's saying, but Sharonda can't think that her kid can swing at me and I'm going to be okay with that. I'm going to call your mom.
They would
I'm
never.
not calling nobody. You can call them when you get up. But no, we know what we finna do.
Ooh, they would never, honey.
But when you got bad kids, I showed this lady was wanting to yell at me about her kid doing something. I showed her the videotape with her son doing. That's not my son. You looking at it. I asked you, do you recognize the boy on the screen? You said that's my son. So now that he fighting this girl, now he's your son. Ain't nothing changed, lady, except this girl that your son beating. But you don't want to believe that. Well, damn, he been fighting his sister. You thought it was just a phase. What phase is it that boys go around beating on girls? Listen, boys go through a phase where we pull on their ponytails and shit. Boys don't go through a phase where they beat on girls. But yeah, we will pull on their ponytail. Yeah, we will try to feel on their booty, but we don't go around fighting girls. I don't know no boys who generically went around fighting girls.
I don't know nobody went through that phase. I only saw a phase.
Right, but your son beating up your daughter, and you think he won't beat up another girl? He beat up your daughter.
Yeah, well,
they had an argument. Most of us had sisters, and what happened? Boy, what happened when we hit our sister? It was hell to pay.
I wish my brother would.
It was hell to pay. Man, we could be laying there bleeding from a knife to the heart. If we hit that girl, it was gonna be hell to pay.
Yeah,
but
sometimes now everybody got these equal opportunity hands. They can get it.
It's kids raising kids. So everybody want equality. My kids are old as hell now. We are not equal. My son made little rap videos where he cursed. And it's funny, when he doing the video and I'm in front of him, he will look at me before he cursed. And I think it's the funniest, cutest shit ever. Because I'm still not his friend in that sense. We cool as shit. But it's certain shit he can't say around me. It's certain shit he can't say. He cursed on he cursed and looked at me. He's like, my bad, Dad. Dude, that's your song. This is your business. You ain't got to apologize. As long as you ain't talking to me, it's what you do in your music. That's what you do. That's how you get your little check. I can't be mad at you. But you can't talk to me in the kind of way. I'm at show studio watching you do your crap. But the respect he still showed that he didn't want to curse in front of me now, I couldn't do nothing but appreciate it, because guess what? We are still not equals. I ain't, as the old people say, I'm not one of your little friends. I'm not. And you're a grown man now, but we not the same type of grown man. But when we raise and we grow up together, where you can, Sharonda, Mo, Mark, how many of us got to call our mama by her first name?
Go ahead.
Exactly.
Hey, I don't think that person would be on the call here if that was the case.
But you look at some of these kids now, they call the mama by the first name and call their grandmama mama, because the mama is more like a sister, because she gave up all responsibility until something happened to her baby. Then she want to be mama, and little kid be like, Angela, tell them not to do this. Oh, who is Angela? Oh, that's my mama. So you what? But she didn't raise, but she still your mama. But y'all buddy now. Y'all buddy.
Yeah.
No. And the law say you can arrest the parents if the kids are under 15 or 16. So shit, I just start locking up parents. Because sometimes you got to make a difference the best way. You didn't have to lock them up. You're right. She didn't have to do dumb shit either. There's a lot of shit that we don't have to do that, unfortunately, police get to be the bad guys, because now we're breaking up families. But it was because you skipped the whole home. You skipped that whole year about home training. You skipped that whole year.
Yeah.
So now you blaming me because you didn't tell you. Listen, rule number 2: don't ever throw shit at a dude wearing polyester with a pistol. It's a hard fight to win. It's a hard fight to win. We already mad. We wearing polyester. We already mad. Oh, you can't do this to me. Okay. I don't know what show you were watching, but this ain't that show.
They know their rights. They know their rights. They be wrong as hell, but they know their rights.
Right. Like most people saying I got a right to this. Okay. I don't know what constitution you read, because clearly you flunk in that class and they don't even teach it in the 6th, 7th grade. But okay. You think you got a right to throw a trash can? Okay. That's all I can say. As I let my 50,000 screaming friends talk to them. I got a right to tell you
that shit is hilarious.
Hey, gotta do what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, we can't keep wanting to pass the buck to other people. See, Mo talked about stocks earlier. Can't nobody make a bad investment in sumo. Mo ain't told nobody what to do with their money. Mo said what he did. Mo explained some shit. Sharonda talked about who she used. I talked about who I used. Oh, why I use Fidelity? Cause DVP and Sharonda said so. Yeah, we didn't. We told you that's what we do. We didn't tell you how to do that. Well, it's their fault because I was listening to them. No, it's your fault for being stupid. And everybody always quick to blame somebody else for their own mistakes. But any other time, I'm grown. I make my own decisions. I'm grown. I don't need nobody to think for me. That's what we love to say.
Mm-hmm.
So something happened. Oh man, if I'd had a dad, I would have knew better. Well, damn, how did that work for the little white boy? He had a dad in his life. What happened? Oops. This shit don't work like that. We got to step up. If you decide to be a parent, man, see, I want to amend the Constitution. As soon as you find out that you're a parent, everybody should have to sign some paperwork detailing what parenting does and what you're gonna do. And it ain't optional. You're there now. You're there. See, when I talked about, and again, I'm gonna use our resident lady on the set. If me and Sharonda decide to have a baby, Sharonda don't want to have the baby. Well, ain't but one of us gonna experience this pregnancy. So if I'm telling Sharonda that I want this baby, then I need to sign this paperwork that says I'm gonna pay for everything involved in this baby. And once she had this baby, I'm gonna take full custody of it. Because Sharonda done said she don't want it. So once I sign that, she off the hook. Because once she had a baby, they hand the baby to me. Sharonda going about her business the same way we do them. Other than that, the man in my world ain't got shit to say. Because Sharonda's the one who going through a body change for the next 7-8 months. I ain't going through nothing. Nothing. They ain't got to read it, Yolanda. All they got to do is sign it. Don't nobody care what you read. Once your signature on there, it don't matter not damn bit. But we keep doing this, making the same mistake over and over and over again. Oh, Sharonda didn't do this. Sharonda changed. She won't let me see my kid. Don't just say cuss at the kid. But tell her you're gonna pay for it. So go on and sign this paperwork. Go on and sign it. And just pay for her stuff to have the baby. And then just say cursing.
That shit ain't that easy. It sounds good.
Yes, it is. I literally just had a conversation with somebody. It is literally that easy. Literally that easy.
You got surrogates who do it all the time, Mark. It's that easy. It's just that easy. But once you send that paper,
told a friend of mine that yesterday. It is. Men just don't want to put in. They don't want to read the fine paperwork. They don't want to do the paperwork. They don't want to go the extra leg.
They don't want cuss.
But it's easy.
I went through the process, and it wasn't easy for me. But we'll talk about that on a whole nother show.
Right. So, but and like I said, that's when you got to know where everybody is, because it's legal. Everybody signed a binding contract. Bam! It really ain't no different than surrogacy. It's really no different. But we'd rather talk about the downfalls of it than do it and go through it. Because again, this is work for several people. But the closer it gets to that time to take custody, the man start realizing all the stuff he got to give up. He can't stay out late at night no more. He can't just do this and do that, because now he's gonna be the custodial parent. Most of us are not built for that.
A lot of us are built for that.
Most men are built to earn money. I ain't gonna say all of them. Most men are built to work. There are some who are built to be nurturers. Most men are not good nurturers. We don't know how to deal with emotions. We don't know how to deal with basic shit. But if you give us a chance to go out and work and make money, guess what? We excel.
That's your generation.
That's this.
My generation is different.
Your generation.
Well, y'all
is
in different generations. Yeah, Mark, I thought you was old too.
I almost told you something.
Mark,
I'm reserving my comment for myself. I am not in the generation with that old geezer.
Your generation is full of crackheads and dopeheads, Mark.
My generation ain't no damn dopeheads.
You shit, man.
After the dopeheads.
What year you was born, Mark?
78.
Mm.
We ain't dopeheads.
Mm.
You shitting me?
The crack epidemic caught the last of the Gen X. I ain't a part of that.
Mark, the crack epidemic caught your generation. You were born in 78. So when it was time for you to procreate 20 years later, what year was that? 98. The crack epidemic is your generation, Mark. It's your generation.
That'll be my generation. My son was born in 98.
Right. Don't take it right.
That's my son's generation.
Well, don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. We talking about your group of people. Your group who was born in the era didn't have it, Mark. I didn't have it. Them dudes. Look, man, I wish we could pull up the jail stats and see what generation they came from. What generation they came from. It ain't these 25-year-olds that's in jail. I mean, they gone, but Mark, it's your group.
They the descendants of the crack
functional
epidemic. No, not my generation. We dealt with it, but yeah.
And how does that overcome?
The crack babies are after me.
The crack babies, but the crack baby parents are your generation.
No.
Yeah.
My generation, we had commercials that said, "This is your brain on drugs." We were taught not to do drugs. That's after me.
Why did they tell y'all not to do drugs, Mark?
Because your generation was doing drugs.
My generation smoked a lot of weed.
No, they were smoking crack.
My generation was a generation that believed in sex with any and everybody because weed was around, Mark. We wasn't violent. My generation was the last generation that had real OGs that didn't let certain shit happen. My generation was the one who protected Miss Mary. My generation was the one that did that. That didn't happen with your generation, Mark.
Your generation was the one smoking crack.
No.
The crackheads are older than me.
By 2 years, Mark.
No.
They just look older. They ain't really old.
No,
tell them again.
That DVP generation.
No, sir.
That them 60-year-olds in that crack pipe. That's y'all. Don't put that on us.
Okay.
Hey, Mark.
Okay.
So you know what next week we're gonna do? We're gonna see.
We were born during the war on drugs. Y'all was on drugs.
Mark, my generation had heroin. That was it. We had, and most
heroin ain't a drug.
Most black people didn't do heroin. It was expensive. We did weed.
I think they did do heroin.
Most people weren't even doing heroin. But when
it was heroin in the Bluff, it was crack in Vine City. Y'all were junkies.
Okay, we're gonna take a poll for next week. Okay.
Yeah.
So battle of the generation. Well, I'm a millennial, so hell, I'm out of it.
You a millennial?
I'm a millennial.
You must be a senior millennial.
Fuck you, Mark.
Where you were born?
None of your goddamn business.
See, and Whitney is DVP generation.
She ain't. Bobby Brown is not my generation.
Whitney is your generation.
Whitney is your generation. Whitney was born in like 64.
And what year was Bobby Brown born?
2 weeks after Whitney. Y'all junkies.
Cause New Edition. Hey man, I was a grown man when New Edition came out. Who got Whitney? Who got Whitney hooked on crack? Cause Bobby Brown took a.
Whitney was already on crack.
I don't think it was Bobby.
Oh no, he got a good stuff because they were buying it from the Atlanta Hawks dude because they was over there in the Bluff buying it. Not.
It's okay, but yeah, it's okay, DVP, y'all.
Crack is whack. We'll leave it at that. Crack is whack.
And she was the expert.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she did cocaine, baby.
We'll talk about it.
She said she did cocaine, not crack.
Same thing. Crack
is cheap. Honey, don't. She said crack is cheap.
But I'm saying crack is a more potent form of cocaine. Cocaine.
Yeah, but crack ain't cute as cocaine.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. You gotta get a pipe. You gotta get. You got all the burn marks. I guess I'm assuming. I don't know. I ain't never did this crack before. I just watched New Jack City.
65 ain't no Gen X.
What?
We'll have a drug discussion. We'll have a drug discussion next show. But yeah, crack is way more potent than cocaine, and it don't take much. If you got an antenna on the car, you can smoke crack. If you ever drank a soda, you can smoke crack. It don't take much. It don't take much of nothing.
I bet
y'all are bad.
DVP. I'm willing to bet money. All DVP friends. All DVP friends got long ass pinky fingernails. I bet money on that. All of them, long pinky fingernails.
No, sir. But anyway, it's 7:51. I had one more question, but it might take more than 6 minutes. Well, I'm gonna leave y'all with this because Sharonda gonna talk about it next week. Why is it? Right, New Edition came out in '83. I was graduating. Why is it that men don't like? Why is it men are afraid to get tested for anything? Why are we scared of doctors? Why we depend on women for everything? I just want y'all to marinate on that
next week.
Yeah, that's what I said. I want y'all to marinate on that because Rhonda brought up, and I want to make sure we talked about that because there's a sharp decline in our health from all errors because we scared of doctors, and we can't keep blaming things on the Tuskegee experiment. I'm tired of that excuse too. I'm tired of that excuse. So that's something I want y'all to think about. Why is it that? Why is it? As grown as we claim to be, as fearless as we claim to be, we'll do anything except protect our health. We'll do damn near anything but protect our health. We will put ourselves in harm's way, but we won't do shit to protect ourselves. And I just had an argument with a friend who didn't want to get a colon screening, and it's like, dude, you just said the doctor said the stats say when we're ours, you can get it, and you can live 10, 15 more years. It's curable for us if you detect it early. You don't want to detect it because of some irrational fear that the guy gonna get excited about sticking his finger in your butt. Come on now, how much sense did that make? See, that's one of the things where it proves that we're not logical. let's see. And I asked him, I said, dude, you love your wife? He's like, of course I do. I said, you love your kids? He's like, yeah, that's a crazy question, Bill. He said, why you asking me that? I said, because you won't take something to extend your life by 10 or 15 years. So clearly you can't love them.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm gonna call you back. And he hung up on me. And,
that shit you talking.
but the funny thing is, he called me back 20 minutes later, and he was like, "Bill, fuck you." He said, "I'm gonna go get that shit." He said, "I don't like talking to you though." He said, "But what you said made sense. It made sense when the doctor said it." Dude, if you love them, why are you trying to leave so early from something that's preventable?
Yeah,
it's preventable. And you know, come on, that's just like thinking a gynecologist is enjoying looking in women's cooch all day. They ain't getting, it's a business. You got the wrong doctor if you think he enjoying it. You know, shit. And just if you that scared, hey, just tell him when you do this, don't put their hand on my hip. I need to make sure both your hands. I need to know it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that serious, but go on and do it. I didn't want to do it, but you know, looking at the stats, reading, becoming informed, it just made sense. It kills us. It kills black men. Colon cancer, something that's extremely preventable.
Yeah.
But we'd rather not know. I'm gonna die one day anyway. Well, if that's the case, go on and shoot yourself down. Let me get insurance money. What you holding on for?
You don't get paid for suicide.
Well, we're gonna work on something. You know, we can push her in front of a car. You know, get that double indemnity shit going. We have to see what the clause say.
So I know you say I know we'll talk about this next time, but I'm gonna just throw this little seed out there. There's now non-invasive ways to do a colon screening. We'll talk about that. That is non-invasive. You don't even need to be touched.
Right, but when it's time for that colonoscopy, but go on and get it out. Go on and get all these crazy things. That we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about that and vasectomies next week.
Yeah.
Cause we gotta stop being scared of what the streets say. At some point, we gotta become informed. We're gonna be intelligent. Let's do intelligent shit. All right, so he's scared. Right. That's what it is, Drake. They most scared. They may like their finger in their booties, so they panicking. You know.
Now, I'm gonna say this. Now I got my prostate checked for the first time about 3 years ago. And don't get me wrong, I put it off for 2-3 years. My doctor told me, "No, we're gonna do it this year." So, you know, I got it done. Funny shit. When she pulled her finger out my head, I cried real tears. It wasn't no pain, but I felt so violated, I cried real tears. So the next year, when I went to get it, the PA said she's gonna do the blood test. And I was like, hold up. I want y'all to do it the right way. I want to make sure it's done. My doctor looked at me like,
you want your
again. I'm like, no.
Hey, man.
The blood test come back wrong. I want to make sure that I'm gonna be all right. So you know,
you just want her fingers in your ass.
Nah, she got little fingers, but no, I just want to make sure that I'm safe. I'm the opposite. I run to the doctor every time I think something wrong with me.
Hey, I tell you,
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Listen. Hey, I know we're gonna say this for next show, but I'm gonna just throw this out there now because I know my memory ain't good. But one of the biggest problems I had with the whole procedure was afterwards. They ain't talk to me. They ain't say nothing. They just said, see you next time.
They should have held you.
Hey, Darren, you know. They just see you next. I'm like, look, man, I know what you just did, bro. You gotta talk or something. You know what I'm saying?
This is a safe space.
He wanted dinner.
I'm trying not to laugh.
We gotta talk. We gotta have a conversation. We gotta something, man. Just say something to me. I need something. You know what I'm saying?
You know, every time I think I'm doing a show with adults, y'all never fail to let me down. Y'all never fail to let me down. Never, ever.
Hold me.
Sharonda, because we all Southern gentlemen. Give us the party word, Sharonda. Give us something good. Don't give me nothing don't do nothing that's gonna be blocked. Give me some party words.
Don't give you nothing that's gonna make you block. I ain't got nothing there. I ain't got nothing. Y'all, I'm tired. I've been up. I've been across the country. I'm motherfucking tired. Okay, I ain't gonna even lie. I done went from El Paso to damn. I don't know where I'm at in South Georgia. But I will say this: stop counseling folks because you don't like what they say, and you don't like what they do, and you don't like what they wear. I'm gonna start walking around with something on to see if somebody say something to me. And y'all got my back. As long as y'all got my back, I'll be all right. All right. I'm gonna walk around. I'm gonna walk around with a Biden shirt on, and then I'm gonna walk around with a Trump shirt on the next day, and I'm gonna see what happened. Okay, and I'm gonna let y'all know what kind of results I get. Okay.
Cool.
All right. Y'all be good though.
What you got, Mark?
Hey, I say this: control your badass kids before you have to face consequences. That's about it. So they take over, motherfucker gonna be arrested or worse. Because you don't want to hear they look badasses.
And before I let Mo say something, send more hugs, y'all. Send more hugs. Just send us some hugs.
Mo on the care package.
I need a hug, man. Yeah, for sure. Hey, but look, this is y'all see in my name there, there's freesocialprograms@gmail.com. If you want to learn how to do basic investing, and I got some other programs, use that email address, get in touch with me, and we'll set them up. I'll get you going.
And I'm just gonna say, stop making people want to believe in your reality if it offends them. Real is real. Facts are facts. If you don't like the facts, stay in the house. But don't make me have to lie to my daughter because you don't want to accept what you are. Because I feel like I'm rich, but nobody gives me credit for that shit. They don't just give me free shit. But we'll be back next week. Until then, y'all know what it is, right? Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease, and we out.
All right, man. My bad, dog.
Who are you talking to, Mark?